When the new Charter of Aged Care Rights was circulated, a number of people, myself included, expressed concern that the responsibility of consumers had been overlooked. I know a number of organisations pointed this out during the feedback period, but when the Charter came out without any obvious responsibilities attached, I must admit I was a little confused. After all, when you're a consumer of services, you have responsibilities as well as rights. So what's happening here? Coming up. Hi, I'm Carrie from Culturally Directed Care Solutions, where we give you the knowledge and tools to provide quality care with confidence. If you work in or are interested in understanding the aged care sector better, then consider subscribing so that you can stay up to date with the latest in aged care industry reforms and practices. Once I did a little bit more digging, the clouds cleared. I found out that the responsibilities of care recipients had been incorporated into legislation under the user rights principles, and they're captured under the security of tenure section. They've also been pretty clearly explained in this booklet aimed at clients who are accessing aged care support. So check out pages 10 through to 13, where it notes the responsibilities of the client. I'll put a link below to the Aged Care Quality and Safety Commission website where you can get a downloadable copy of that handbook, or you can order some hard copies for your organisation. Now, the Commonwealth Government developed the Charter essentially wanting to focus on the rights of people accessing aged care in order to present a short, concise and easy to read document, which meant that care recipients could understand what their rights are and how to exercise those rights. By ensuring that the responsibilities are also legislated, the government could keep the important message on rights at the forefront while ensuring that organisations, care staff and other consumers are still protected. Now, the responsibilities of care recipients are reasonably straightforward. They include treating other people with respect, ensuring a safe environment for staff, providing relevant information to the provider, and paying agreed fees. So if we look at the first responsibility, treating others with respect, there's an expectation that care recipients, their family carers and other family members and friends will be considerate of and treat staff and any other care recipients with respect. Their behaviours should not negatively impact on others. This means that staff members should feel comfortable and free from abuse by the client or their family when providing care. It means the client behaves appropriately and considerately towards others, whether this is in a home care or residential setting. This leads on to ensuring a safe environment for the staff. Staff who provide care and support in the home may actually be more vulnerable than those working in a centre or residential setting where there's more staff present. They often work alone and they have the right to feel safe while carrying out their duties. This means that anything identified as a safety risk during a home safety check, like aggressive pets, dangerous chemicals, or unsafe electrical equipment, needs to be addressed by the client or their family carer. Under the amended Security of Tenure section of the User Rights Principles, if a client deliberately places a staff member at risk or causes injury, they can have their service suspended or cancelled by the approved provider. Then we have providing relevant information to the provider. I mean, assessors, while often good at observation, are not mind readers. They need the client or their carer to provide relevant information to be able to provide any sort of quality service. Care recipients need to let the provider know of anything that might impact on the service and their support staff. They need to make sure that they provide a full picture of their situation, perhaps their health status and their needs, so that the assessor can arrange support in the way the client prefers. They also need to tell the provider things like if they're going to be away at the usual time of service delivery, if they've got a communicable disease that staff need to be aware of, if their family supports change, and if they have any specific preferences or avoidances. As I said at the start, assessors are not mind readers. If clients don't disclose essential information, then they could be putting staff and themselves at risk. Lastly, paying agreed fees. All care recipients are responsible for paying agreed fees. This means that they need to tell the service provider if they are facing any difficulty in paying their fees, and then work with them to try to come up with some alternative arrangement. And this means that if a client deliberately cancels a direct debit arrangement that pays some sort of agreed fees, the provider has the right to suspend or cancel their service unless an arrangement is made to back pay any unpaid fees. So how might we see these responsibilities play out in the real world? Showing respect to staff and other care recipients means that even if Betty's family have a long-standing feud with the family of Janet, a care worker, Betty can't abuse Janet or harm her while she's doing her job at the aged care centre. Likewise, Susie, who's Janet's mother, who's also a client, can't start an argument with Betty whilst they're both at the centre for day activities. When it comes to information sharing, if William's going away, say for a land council meeting on Thursday, and he's not going to be back in the community until the following Monday, William's care agreement states that he needs to let the coordinator at his service know at least 24 hours before he goes away to allow his services to be suspended. Otherwise, his home care package will still be charged for services. If Sally walks into the Centrelink office and cancels her agreed contribution for Meals on Wheels without letting the home care service provider know, Sally's meals can be suspended unless she can make an arrangement to repay outstanding fees. Don't forget that the ingredient cost of meals is an excluded item, and home care package funds or CHSP funding cannot be used to pay for this. So no, the Charter of Aged Care Rights hasn't ignored the responsibilities of clients. Organisations and their staff are protected by legislation. It's just up to the organisation though to make sure that consumers and their representatives are also aware of these responsibilities. Perhaps get yourself a few copies of this handbook and take the time each year to revisit both the rights and responsibilities with both your clients and your staff. I hope that has given you a better understanding of aged care consumer responsibilities. While you wait for our next video, check out some of the other suggested videos that come up on the screen somewhere here. And if you have anything to add to the conversation around aged care responsibilities, or you have any questions, or you'd like to give us some feedback on this video, then please add it to the comment section below. As always, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. Keep caring and we'll see you in the next video.